Hello Vault Heads, this is the self-proclaimed, sarcastically named Captain KeyForge, also known as PJ Broughton of the Steel City Snufflegators. Welcome to the latest episode of Captain's Commpod. Okay, so today we're going to talk about creatures that we haven't seen yet, but may do in future. Where have I got this list of creatures from? Flavour text. So some of you are going to have checked all of this. Some of you are. Some of you are not. I'll be honest, I hadn't. But I thought it would be a great idea to go through the flavour text of every card and see what looked like it could be forthcoming. And I discovered while I was doing it that actually it was a bigger job than I thought it was going to be. So this is going to be a two-part video, two-part podcast. The first part is going to be creatures that appear on flavour text of cards, or things that I think are going to be creatures anyway, and the second one will be potential artifacts or upgrades. So that will be the next one I do. So yeah, today we're looking at creatures, so that's what we're going to start with, but we're actually not going to start with a creature. We're going to start with an Archon. I've gamified it a little bit, so we are looking at Archon. So an Archon appears on the flavour text of a card, and his name is Judge Slenderwile. So for the people who do know all this and have read all the cards, flavour text and stuff like that, I've gamified it a bit. So which card does Archon Judge Slenderwile get mentioned on? Well, I'm obviously going to tell you. So it is Binding Irons. That's the card that he is mentioned on. So on Binding Irons, he's mentioned in the flavour text. By the way, I've also checked all the registered decks. There is no deck called Judge Slenderwile yet. So if you ever get a deck called Judge Slenderwile, you've got a bit of a good one there. Okay, so now we are going to go on to the creatures. The first creature is Iona Demonologist. Okay, so this one appears on 4 cards actually. It's a flavour text of 4 cards. So well done if you can name any of them. They are all the Yerks, Yerk, Old Yerk and Ancient Yerk, and also Dendrix as well. So yes, Iona Demonologist is a creature that could be coming in future that appears on 4 different cards flavour text. Okay, so then we're going to go on to the next one. The next one is Dr. Shucks. Okay, so yes, have a think about that one. Where do you think Dr. Shucks appears? What card do you think that flavour text is on? Okay, and it is on Lollip the Titanic. Okay, that's where that flavour text is. Dr. Shucks is mentioned on the flavour text of Lollip the Titanic. So hopefully, there we go. Titans are to giants as giants are to goblins, quote of Dr. Shucks. Okay, so that's what's that one come from. We'll go on to the next one now. So the next one is Miss Onyx Censorious. Okay, so this is on 1 card. Okay, again, have a think about it. Which one do you think it's going to be? And then I'm going to be telling you. It is Anguish. Okay, so Miss Onyx Censorious appears in the flavour text of the card Anguish. The more it hurts, the more it shares its pain. What a beautiful monster. Miss Onyx Censorious. That's the flavour text that you'll find on Anguish. Okay, now the next one actually appears on 3 cards. And it is Lost Lucas Lawrence. So, have a look at that one. What do you think it could be? I am going to be telling you all of them, obviously. So yeah, see what you think it's going to be. Well, again, well done if you know any of them, because I wouldn't have got these. Okay, so you are talking about Implosion, Lupo the Scarred, and Mookling. So on Implosion it says, "What's that ticking sound?" A quote of Lost Lucas Lawrence. So yeah, there we go. I mean, we could do a podcast and a video just about what we think these creatures are going to do as well, couldn't we? Then we have the next one is Science Officer Wu. Okay, so which cards do you think Science Officer Wu appears on? It appears on 2. Again, you know, have fun with it. If you know, as I say, do not be worried. I wouldn't have known any of these, I'm not going to lie. Okay, so Science Officer Wu appears on Pit Demon and also Nox. They come from another world. They are pure evil, made flesh and steel, and they lurk in the darkest corners of the land. Yes, I'm comfortable calling them demons. Quote from Science Officer Wu. Okay, so next one, this is only on one card. Simon Root Ekivist. Not Archivist, Ekivist. So, what do you think, what card do you think Simon Root appears on? Any ideas, any thoughts? Like I say, I don't think I've got any of these. Simon Root Ekivist is mentioned on Mind Over Matter, the action card. Okay, but if this is all a simulation, what happens if we reboot it? Simon Root Ekivist. Yeah, that's the action card Mind Over Matter that he or they appear on. Okay, so the next one, Biologician Morrow. So, which card do they appear on? Do we know? Are we going to have a guess? Shout out the answers. Play along at home. Again, not definitely got to be worth a shot. So that appears on Psychic Bug. So on the creature card Psychic Bug, the flavour text is, I'd make more, but I discovered lesser minds aren't worth reading. Biologician Moreau. So presumably the creator of Psychic Bugs. Okay, the next one is Flurks the Hapless. What card does Flurks the Hapless appear on? It's just one, this one. Okay, so have a go, see what you get. I mean, again, there may be a clue in the name, maybe give away the house that this card appears on. But yes, Flurks the Hapless appears on Sky Booster Squadron. So I thought you said we wouldn't need booster packs. Flurks the Hapless. Maybe Flurks the Hapless is one of the Sky Booster Squadron, for instance. Maybe he's in the card art on the card. Not sure, but yeah, I mean, it's a named card. Maybe we'll get it later. So the next one is King Godfrey Greywind. Okay, so which card do we think that King Godfrey Greywind appears on? You can have a think. Again, might be a clue in the name as to the house. But yeah, King Godfrey Greywind appears on the Sanctum Artifact Round Table. Come, my friends, let us ready for battle. King Godfrey Greywind. So yeah, that's another Sanctum creature that we may get in future. We never know. We'll have to see. Could be fun. I would expect a king to have an interesting ability. So then we're going to go on to the next one, which is Bacterial of the Grey. Okay, so what do we think they appear on? Bacterial of the Grey. Which card? I mean, again, there might be a clue to the house in the name. I'd love to know how many people are going to get on this, or any, if at all. But Bacterial the Grey. Bacterial of the Grey appears on Strange Ordination, which is the Sanctum action card with 3 amber pips on it. We have much to gain from closer ties between our two faiths. Quote from Bacterial of the Grey. So yeah, that's where that one comes from. So the next one is Marinius. So which card does Marinius appear on? This one, again, I don't know what you're going to do to guess. There's not much of a clue in this one, I'm afraid. I'll say this. I'd say Marinius is probably on the card art for the card. It is the Saurian action card Exile. So you, Marinius, are henceforth banished to the Mediterranean Isles on pain of death. Be gone. So yeah, maybe we'll get Marinius popping up, coming back from exile in a later set. So the next one is Pachyclatus. So which one do you think Pachyclatus is going to appear on? Which card? It's one card, this one, so you only got one shot. See what you think, have a go. Probably got an idea at the house maybe. Maybe the easy mode of this is guessing the house. They are on patronage. So it's a Saurian action card, and the flavour text says, "They aren't paying me for accuracy. Pachyclatus." And yeah, I'd say that this creature is on the art for that card. So this one, the next one here is Flurp. So which card do we think a creature called Flurp is mentioned in the flavour text of? Any ideas? Have a go, see what you think. Well done if you get it right as ever, because like I say, I don't think I'd have got many of these, if any. But Flurp appears on the Saurian action card Stomp. Has anyone seen Flurp? And Flurp's in the shadow of the Stomp. So, I don't know, maybe we won't see Flurp, because maybe Flurp has left the Crucible, or is under the boot of another Saurian creature. The next one I'll go for is Mr. Shadow. I mean, Mr. Shadow possibly could be Shadow Self, but I've got to say, on the art, and I do think that Mr. Shadow's on the artwork of this card, it looks very different to Shadow Self. But Mr. Shadow is mentioned on the Shadow's creature Bonithing. One for me and one for Mr. Shadow. I mean, maybe we won't see Mr. Shadow because maybe he's literally attached to Bonithing. Maybe he is Shadow Self. But yeah, Mr. Shadow. So this one's a bit of an obvious one, so I think you're going to be alright with this one. I thought I'd throw this one in to at least say, it'll give everybody a chance to say they got one right. So, Liam Say's son. The son of Liam Say. Which card do you think the son of Liam Say may be mentioned on? Well, there we go. Liam Say. Did anybody say Liam Say? Well done, all those who said Liam Say. So, it's the Shadow's creature Liam Say. I will tell you this, don't ever speak to me or my son again. I mean, again, maybe we can get him in a future set as a matched pair. Special rares. The son of Liam Say and Liam Say. Wonder what his son would be called. The next one is Toothless Jack. Okay, this only appears on one card. So which card do we think that Toothless Jack appears on? Again, I'd say you're doing well. Anyone who's got more than one of these is doing really well. Well done to you. But Toothless Jack appears on the Shadows action card Sack of Coins. Okay, thus far are masters of improvised weaponry. Quote from Toothless Jack. So yeah, that's where Toothless Jack might come from. So yeah, that's that one. Then we're going to go on to the next one, which is Clyde. Not a lot to go from there. But yeah, see what you think. Have a think about it. Which house do we think it is? Which card do we think it is? Give it a go. But Clyde is mentioned on the flavour text of the Shadows creature card. Yancey Gang. This hand's not going to fill itself. It might though. Stoic Clyde, I'm working a bit here. I mean, presumably Clyde is maybe one of the members of the gang. Maybe. I don't know. Just guessing. But yeah, maybe we'll see that creature at another stage. Okay, so the next one is Glub Glub. Okay, so which card do you think this is mentioned on? Glub Glub. Again, not an easy thing to be going with this on. But Glub Glub is mentioned on Rocketeer Triska, the Star Alliance creature. It is, I think it's the fish that's pictured at the side of Rocketeer Triska on the non-evil twin version. And we'll be together forever, Glub Glub, is what it says on the non-evil twin. Okay, now this one may be a little bit easier again. So, Killigog. Which cards do we think we're going to find Killigog on? There's a couple of them. So, yeah, give it a go. What do we think we're going to find there? So, one is Killigog's Trench. I mean, it's not mentioned in the flavour text, but it's mentioned in the actual name. The other is Call of the Void, which specifically mentions it in the flavour text. So, down to the deep where Killigog sleeps, unfathomable chant, and if it sleeps, it must be a living thing. So the next one, and this is the last one, is Sybil Waimare. So, Sybil Waimare. Where do we think that creature is? What card do we think that is on? Have a go. Last chance. So, it's an unfathomable one. It is an artifact frigorific rod. Okay? And the flavour text is, "It is cold in here, or is it just you?" Quote from Sybil Waimare. So there you go, that's the last one. So that is all the flavour text that seems to reveal a creature. Okay, so I really enjoyed making this one. As I say, the next one is going to be the flavour text that seems to indicate something that's not a creature. So I will be doing that one as well. If you've enjoyed it, let me know. We have comments via Facebook, Twitter, email, YouTube. Love to hear from you, love to hear your thoughts. If you were playing along, love to know how many points you got. Probably a lot more than I would have done. Appreciate you staying with me to the end of another Captain's Commpod. Thank you for your company. Feel free to like and subscribe. Also feel free to support me on Patreon. Maybe able to do a few more deck openings on stream, or supply some of the Patreons with custom made tokens, which is the most likely of the two, but those would be the things I'll be looking at. And as ever, may the forge be with you.